Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Urban Update. I'm Byron Barnett. On the show today, information on Whittier Street Health Center's upcoming Men's Health Summit and the opening of their brand new fitness club. And later on the show, preparing for childbirth and the many lessons along the way. But up first, the city of Lawrence, one of Massachusetts' gateway cities. This historical immigrant city is comprised of mostly Latinos, with nearly 75% of its residents coming from Hispanic backgrounds. It's also a young city with a much younger median age than the rest of the Commonwealth. And this youth in Lawrence seeks to have their voices heard and their interests represented. To this end, the Mayor's Health Task Force developed the Lawrence Youth Council, the LYC. The LYC is composed of a committee of elected youth leaders ages 14 to 18 who will now work in partnership with the city and other community-based institutions to enhance awareness, increase engagement, and empower their youth constituents. To tell us more about this council, we have invited Vilma Lora. She is the coordinator for the Mayor's Health Task Force. Also, Jayleen Reyes. She is the president of the Lawrence Youth Council, and Enrique Fermin, a member of the council. Welcome to Urban Update. Thanks for coming in. Glad you can make it today. Vilma, well, let me start with you. Let me start by talking a little bit more about the reasons behind starting this Lawrence Youth Council.
Sure. Thank you for the invitation. It's always great to return. You mentioned something along the lines that we have the youngest community, right, in the Commonwealth. And so why not invest? We need to invest in our future. And we decided to do this and also include a voice, because you can do all the work you want as an adult, but if we don't include the voice of the youth, you really are not doing your work. And so a few years ago, one of the things that really prompted us to do this was a skateboarding ban. So there was a skateboarding ban in Lawrence, and they wanted to ban it because it was unsafe, and it was really breathtaking to see the number of youth that just showed up at City Council and said, yes, they said, no, you know, this is our mode of operation, this is our mode of transportation. And so we had that moment say, you know what, they have a huge voice, and they were heard. So why not provide the, the venue to do that? So the Lawrence Youth Council was created a year and a half ago under the Youth Network, which is one of the working groups of our coalition, really with the goal to promote leadership and engagement of our youth in civic engagement and social justice work.
Wow, the skateboarding ban and the light bulb just went off. Now, Jayleen, as president of the Lawrence Youth Council, what are some of your expectations? What are you hoping to achieve out of all this?
I mean, like the first expectation I hope that comes out is like we represent the youth. Like that's the whole point behind this. We really want to become like a bridge between our youth and our city official, like hear firsthand like what issues they think we need to tackle, and then work strongly with our city officials. We hope to advocate for issues that affect us as the youth, and we hope to support the work of the Mayor's Health Task Force to address health inequities.
Okay, now Enrique, tell me what motivated you to get involved, and what areas of concern do you have? I think a lot of the young people have in the city.
Well, one of the major things that motivate me to do better in life and for my city is my mom. She's a single mother of 4, and I always try to help her out. One of the areas that are most concerned, or one of my biggest concerns, is education and drugs. Education, because for Lawrence we don't have the biggest or maybe best education, but we always try hard and do our best.
Okay. Vilma, how exactly are they able to serve as the voice of the youth in Lawrence, and how do they go about the mission? And I mean, do they meet with city officials, and how does it work?
It depends on what the relevance is of the issue that they're tackling. So they may meet with city council, but you know what? The city council also comes to us. And so there's a building this relationship. So number one thing they need to do is really be a voice, represent a voice, and have that commitment to better our city. That has to be one of the things that they want to do, but also advocate for issues that are important to youth. And so they are the ones who sort of take the pulse and do the research, and we guide them through that process. So they identify the issues, and then they package it, then create programs and do surveys. They present to larger groups their results. And so it is a combination of things that they have, but it's really primarily be the voice for our youth.
Okay. Jayleen, can you tell me a little bit more about yourself? Where do you go to school? What grade are you in?
Well, I'm a rising senior now at Central Catholic. Yeah, and I just finished my junior year, and I think Central Catholic, it's another private school in Lawrence, but I think with it, just like Enrique said, with the education, people still think that it's not as good and stuff. But I think I had a great opportunity to study in the city of Lawrence because.
What do you like to study? Like English or math, science?
I'm more interested now in history.
History, really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's great. That's great. And any shout out to a favorite teacher?
Yeah, actually, my history teacher, Mr. Madugo. I think without him, he was the one that got me back in history because he made me love it.
Okay. Now, Enrique, what about you? What school, what grade?
I'm currently an uprising senior at Lawrence High School, and personally, my shout out would be to my 8th grade math teacher, Mr. Derry. She gave me an interest in math, and at Lawrence High School, I'm in the math, science, and technology school because of her.
Okay, all right. Now, Vilma, talk to me about the responsibilities of these youngsters on the Lawrence Youth Council member. What do you expect from them?
Sure, we have about 15 to 20 members. And they have to actually elect their officers. So we have the president, the vice president, the secretary, and then they break down into different groups based on what the work that they're doing. But number one thing is they need to have a desire to change the issues around the city, the engagement, that desire to make a difference. They also need to commit 10 to 12 hours a month. I mean, this is the commitment. And during that time, they receive a lot of leadership training, guidance, support, because the work we do is not just health. It's health inequities. It's a little bit different. And so they're looking at the social determinants of health and other things. And then participate, be engaged. I mean, one of the things we don't want cream of the crop. We want kids represented from all over Lawrence, from different backgrounds, and I think that's important.
Now, here, one of the areas that the council's been focusing on is danger of alcohol, particularly young among middle school students. And you guys, I understand, produced a PSA. Why don't we take a quick look at it and talk about it on the other side? Why don't you roll it? Okay, in our remaining moments, very quickly, Enrique, what was the message you were trying to get out with that video?
Our main goal of the video was to get teens away from drinking, so we give 2 different point of views from.
Okay, all right. And I guess we have to wrap things up, but I understand Facebook is the best way to get a hold of you guys, so we can put up the information one more time on the screen and wish all of you a lot of success. Thanks for coming in, Vilma, Jayleen, and Enrique, and congratulations on really taking control as young kids, and good luck with all your endeavors. Thanks for coming in. Okay, coming up, important information and tips for women preparing for childbirth right here on Urban Update. Stay with us. We'll be right back.